Raise your hand if you're wearing clothes today. Alright, now keep your hand up if you plan on wearing clothes tomorrow. Okay, whoever has their hand left up, I want you to pay close attention because this relates to you. Today I'd like to discuss a solution to the problem that big brand clothing companies have created, then offer an alternative to this problem, and persuade you to join the Salvation Army, a group that fights for good without interference by discrimination or greed. USA Today reports clothing prices have dropped for a decade as tame inflation and cheap overseas labor help hold down costs. But as the world economy recovers and demand for goods rises, a surge in labor and raw material costs is squeezing retailers and manufacturers who have run out of ways to pay costs. It's obvious to us. We see these clothing ads everywhere. Just when I was writing this speech, I took a trip to Bayshore and looked at some shoes. And when $130 is the norm for a pair of shoes, I think we really have to think about our actions. The price of clothing is ridiculous, and we as consumers must ask ourselves, what is the cause of this rise, and then decide if that cause is worth paying for. The CEO of Walmart, Mike Duke, handsome guy, said there's no doubt that there may be some price increases that come up, but we don't want to ever let that be the first answer. Just because cotton prices are up, that we're automatically going to pass that on to consumers. So we ask ourselves, is it really the cotton prices that are driving these products up, or is it the CEO's greed? I did a little research on cotton-made products and came back with this. At Blank T-shirts, a 100% cotton T-shirt goes for as low as $1.95. So why is Walmart charging $6 for the exact same product? This is even more evident in lady clothing. I asked my girlfriend, Capucine Jobert, and she is a professional shopper, and informed me that it's hard to find a shirt at Dash that's under $100. I just can't understand how the cost of some cotton and the cost of labor comes out to $100. You're paying top dollar for standard made clothing, and it's only helping these rich celebrities get richer, or whoever's endorsing the products. So what if we decide not to fall into this consumerism? Is there an alternative? Well, the answer is yes. My family introduced me to Salvation Army when I was a freshman in high school, and I was really impressed at how neat all the clothes were, and they actually were a price that I could afford as a 14-year-old. Salvation Army is located throughout Milwaukee and 126 other countries in the world. It's a Christian denominational church and an international charitable organization that is structured in a quasi-military fashion. It's built up of officers who serve as administrators, teachers, social workers, and youth leaders. Then there's the soldiers, who are local citizens that pledge allegiance to the doctrine of the Army. There's 450 of these in the U.S. And finally, there's the volunteers. Michaela went over this in detail, but these are the people that donate their possessions and personal time for the cause. According to the Salvation Army's website, this goodwill movement has the following mission statement. Into the world of the hurting, broken, lonely, disposed, and lost, reaching them in all means. We will emphasize our integrated ministry, reach, and involve youth and children, stand for and serve the marginalized, and encourage innovation and mission. The best part about shopping here is that all the proceeds go to enrich the community. Some of the services that Salvation Army offers are as follows. Support for adults, adult rehabilitation, Veterans Affairs Services, prison ministries, elderly services, combating human trafficking, missing persons, and the list goes on. So, would you rather give your money to some egotistic celebrities, or perhaps get the same product and be helping others in the process?
Crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, free, rich, like me.
I once was homeless, broken, sad,
Just lost. But now I am sober.
happy.
I'm fine. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
So now that you've heard the outrageous prices that big businesses place on their products, I'd like to offer an alternative. I'd like to explain why Salvation Army's clothing is the best decision. It is all recycled. These are lightly used clothes that all have been donated and they still have a purpose to serve. I'm not telling you to go buy them in there and buy everything. There are some things that you want to stay away from, but if you get good at it, you can sift through a whole roll of clothes in under a minute, and you go through a couple of rows and you found just the greatest thing ever. It is reasonably priced. As you know, brand name clothing has gotten ridiculous, and these companies don't think about their quality of their products, but it's all about the profit. Salvation Army offers reasonable pricing. Any t-shirt that you find will be between $1 and $3. And these are all nice shirts that originally came from these stores that are charging high prices. The final reason is the aesthetics. Everything I'm wearing right now, except for my socks and underwear, is from Salvation Army. I mean, where else could you find a pair of wool pants, a fancy shirt, and moon boots, all for under $5, I might add. I spent time looking for unique clothes online, and our world being one of mass sales, it's hard to find something that other people don't already wear. So this is not the case at Salvation Army. Some piece of clothing here will make you think, who the hell ever thought of making this? Finding the coolest Hawaiian shirt is a given. Coming across a pair of fancy pants, well, of course. Clothes collected a couple pieces at a time eventually turn into an entire wardrobe of awesomeness. In conclusion, I've talked about the solutions to the problems that big brand clothing companies have created, then offered the alternative to join the Salvation Army, a group neglecting greed and discrimination. I hope next time you go shopping for your clothes, you remember what I've said, and think not of the trendy brand that you have to have, but of the great impacts that shopping at Salvation Army can have on you, your wallet, and the community. In the words of Macklemore, I'm gonna take your grandpa's style, I'm gonna take your grandpa's style. No, for real, ask your grandpa, can I have the same thing?